Hello, this is Juliana Sproles checking in with a candle supply video. I'm going to make 6 testing candles to show the differences in wick sizes and flame sizes. So today we're testing Premium Craft Square Braid Cotton Wick, and this will be a number 1/0 is a small wick. Then it goes to number 1, a little bit bigger wick. And then number 2, a little bit bigger than that. So they look very similar. So this is 1/0, 1, 2. Number 1/0, number 1, number 2. So it's really hard to tell unless they're primed. You can see this is very hard to tell. So we're gonna do a test. All right, first thing we'll do, I've primed one wick. So we're gonna put 1/0 in here. I primed this one and I did not prime this one. So we're gonna show the difference. I'm gonna mark these so we can test them. After they cure, we'll light them and I'll show the flames in part 2. Okay, for this, I'm just gonna use a heat gun to quickly put a little dot of glue. Doesn't take much. And put it in the middle. Use my popsicle stick with a hole in the middle to tamp it down. Make sure the glass is ultra clean on the bottom. And then feed the wick through. Straighten it up. And center it. I can bend it over and it'll stay in place. This is unprimed wick, meaning I haven't dipped the wick in the beeswax and coated it. I've made sure not to collapse that wick. I've kept it nice. I didn't stretch it out to collapse it. You know, we want the column of wax to come up through the wick when it's lit. So anyway, this one is unprimed and it'll be very floppy, but I never, ever, ever use them like this, but I want to try it for the purposes of these testers because I want to see how the flames will do. Okay, so this is 1/0. Premium Craft, made in the USA. Tamped it down in the middle. I'm gonna feed this through. And I could tie it in a knot, or I could just tug on it gently. All right, so that's number 1. Move that out of the way. We'll pour those in a moment. Now for number 2. Look, this is number 1. I know it's confusing, but 1/0 is smaller. Then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love Premium Craft Square Braid Cotton Wick. Okay, this is what it looks like. Number 1 is a little bit fatter than number 1/0. Little dot of glue. Try to do this, so swirl it so it doesn't have the strings, glue strings attached coming off. Take my popsicle stick, center it, push it down. See if I can feed this through. And ta-da. That'll stay in place. Okay, unprimed wick. You can use glue dots or you can use a little bit of hot glue. This is high temperature glue. I just created a string off of my glue gun, but that is okay. If you need to get this back, if it's frayed on the end, you can just roll it, make a little point. If you've cut it with a sharp scissors, and it'll work. And I can just tug it through, and that will be ready to pour. That is, again, Premium Craft Square Braid Cotton Wick number 1. And the reason for doing this is to just see with such a small diameter of a candle, you really only need a 1 or 1/0, a small braid wick. But I just want to show the differences in flame size and why it's so important to trim candles so the candle is not overwicked or underwicked. And then finally today we have the number 2. This is number 2, Premium Craft Square Braid Cotton Wick. Really great for beeswax candles. Number 2 is fatter, and you can tell when it's primed, it's very stiff and a lot more wax is going to be able to travel up through the wick to the flame as it draws it. Okay. So, quick supply making video. Candle making supply video, I should say. When I primed this wick, I didn't get the end of it fully in the wax, so it's a little frayed on the end. But just roll it, squeeze it, pinch it, and pull it through. Bend it over so it's nice and taut, and it'll be ready for pouring. All right, and then finally, number 2, Premium Craft Square Braid Cotton Wick for beeswax. I'm just gonna gently put that there. Use the popsicle stick to push it down and center it to make sure it's held in place nicely, and feed it back through the popsicle stick with the hole in the middle. Whoever thought of this idea was very smart. Okay, and then this is number 2, ready to pour. So for purposes of this video, I'm probably just gonna pour the number 1/0. I'll pour the rest, and then I will come back with part 2 to show the burning time and the flame sizes for these 3 wicks. Okay, now if I really wanted to, you could even take a little piece of, what you could do is just put a little tiny dot of glue on the edge of the candle and just stick that there. So then your wick is staying there, and then you just move it when you're done pouring after the candle has cured. So many little tips and tricks. This is 100% pure beeswax. I'm making a classic dinner candle. This is the one I started with because I can use it on the dinner table. I think this is the perfect wick for this candle, but we'll see if I like this. It's been a while since I've tested, so we'll see if we like 1 or 1/0 better. This is the smaller one. This is the unprimed wick. When you pour beeswax into the unprimed wick, it soaks it up, and sometimes it could create a depression in the middle of the candle, but with this small candle, it shouldn't be a problem. And it's about 69 or 70 degrees inside right now. The glass isn't too cold. You can see it is cooling quite quickly, but it's okay. I don't think we'll have problems with cracking on these. So I'll go ahead and pour the rest, and then I'll come back in part 2 and I will show the flames. So, Juliana Sproles signing out, wishing you a very Merry Christmas.